As-salaam wa-alaikum, brothers and sisters. Welcome to Year 3 of the 17 Verses podcast. I'm your host, Maher Haq. In this podcast, we take a small selection from the Quran every day and recite it to you in plain English, so you can get a small slice of God's Word while you go about your day. By averaging 17 verses per day, we're able to break the Quran down into manageable pieces and finish it in 1 year. If you enjoyed the podcast, please help spread the word. Tell your friends and family, subscribe in iTunes or Stitcher, and write us a review. Today's selection concludes Surah 77, Al-Mursalãt, or Those Sent Forth, verses 29 through 50. These verses speak of the day of judgment, when the disbelievers will be made to walk towards the fires of hell, and the righteous will be given all they desire. Finally, a warning is delivered to the disbelievers. Tafseer for this selection explains the double allegory of the yellow sparks contained in verses 32 and 33. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. On the day of judgment it will be said to the disbelievers, walk on towards hell, which you used to deny. Walk on towards the shadow of smoke ascending in 3 columns, giving neither coolness nor shelter from the flames, throwing up sparks as huge as castles, as if there were a string of yellow camels marching swiftly. Woe on that day to the disbelievers! On that day they shall not be able to speak, nor be given permission to offer their excuses. Woe on that day to the disbelievers! Such will be the day of judgment. We shall assemble you and your past generations. Now if you have a plot, use it against me. Woe on that day to the disbelievers! Surely the righteous shall dwell amidst cool shades and springs, and shall have whatever fruits they desire. We shall say to them, eat and drink to your heart's content. This is the reward for your good deeds. Thus shall we reward the righteous. Woe on that day to the disbelievers! Eat and enjoy yourselves for a little while. Surely you are criminals. Woe on that day to the disbelievers! When they are asked to bow down before Allah, they do not bow down. Woe on that day to the disbelievers! In what statement after this Quran will they believe? Ameen. Now concerning the yellow sparks mentioned in verses 32 and 33, quote, the yellow sparks flying swiftly one after another suggest a string of camels marching swiftly, such as those which the Arabs of Najd and Central Arabia are so proud of. There is a double allegory here. It refers not only to the color and the rapid succession of sparks, but to the vanity of worldly pride, as much as to say, your fine yellow camels, in which you took such pride in the world, are but sparks that fly away and even sting you in the hereafter. Smoke with sparks may also assume fantastic shapes, like long-necked camels. Unquote. This concludes today's episode of the 17 Verses podcast. I hope that this selection helps increase your understanding of the Holy Quran just a little bit. If you like the podcast, you can subscribe in iTunes or Stitcher and write us a review. Or you can grab the RSS feed and put it into your own podcast app. The show notes, including a text version of this episode, can be found by going to 17verses.com. That's the numbers 17, VERSES.com. Thank you, and be well.